right, welcome everyone back to the American Blues podcast. Let's talk about first preseason game of the season, Chelsea versus Bayern Leverkusen. And first of all, I'm going to try not to overreact, but I think we might win the league this season. Oh man, every single player looked awesome. You know, we had a very, very short preseason. I know our players are tired. Such a long season last year. And the majority of the players played in the Club World Cup. Only 2 weeks to train. We had a bunch of new players, some outgoings, but man. The player I really wanted to see today was ESTEVAO, and my goodness, this kid did not disappoint. After that ridiculous goal against us, of all teams, in the Club World Cup, today against Bayern, this is exactly what I wanted to see from the right wing. And honestly, if I were Pedro Neto, I would be a little bit nervous. I would be a little bit nervous because honestly, both ESTEVAO and both Gittins in that debut, oh my God. You know, we thought Madueke was direct. We thought Pedro Neto was direct, but ESTEVAO is direct. He reminds me of when I first saw Cole Palmer play for us. Just every single time he got the ball, picked his head up, wanted to progress the ball forward. Just really, really good touches in the final third, knowing exactly where he needed to be. The interchange between him and Cole Palmer, just amazing to see already. And then only after 2 weeks of training together, only after one preseason game, if this is what we're seeing, my God, man. And of course, this is against Bayern Leverkusen, against Ten Hag, obviously not the strongest opposition. This is not Premier League quality opposition. But then again, the majority of this team also won the Bundesliga. So there's not something to, scoff away at. And we absolutely destroyed them today. It was all Chelsea. In fact, it was so much Chelsea that they were starting to put in some crazy fouls. That one Kwanzaa foul on Cole Palmer, oh my God, I was about to jump through the TV screen and fighting myself for how dare you do that to Palmer in a preseason game. How dare you do that? Crazy. Should have been, obviously it was just yellow, but should have been a red. He should have been sent off. Nobody should ever do a tackle like that on Cole Palmer in preseason. Insanity. But let's talk about ESTEVAO. Every single time this kid got the ball at his feet, it was the perfect first touch, taking on his man, just so unpredictable. He can go on the right, he can go on the left, and man, can he strike a ball. I know he only had one goal today, but I think he had 7 shots on goal, 3 out of 4 progressive passes. Just so clean and so good on that right side. Like, I don't remember him having even one shot or pass or even a run where I was like, I wish he could have done that better. And that is a far cry to Madueke, who is now at Arsenal doing his thing. I don't think I've seen an 18-year-old player join our team who has already looked so mature and so clever and so in sync with the rest of the team, just knowing exactly where to be, what his role is. And I believe him. I think genuinely I can tell that this kid does not care whether he scores the goal, whether he provides the assist, whether he beats the player. He just wants to be on the pitch. He just wants to play. He just wants to be happy, and he wants to help the team. And I think he's genuine when he says that. Whereas from Madueke, I always get the feeling that he wanted to be the star. He wanted to be the goal scorer. And you could tell from his little tiff with Palmer a couple seasons ago when they were fighting over penalty. Yeah, I don't see ESTEVAO being that player. Just incredible to see from the first game. I cannot wait to see more. And of course, with ESTEVAO being this good, he's going to draw that defender's attention. And because of that, he's going to open up so much space for Palmer and the rest of the team to play with. And that is honestly probably one of the best things for Palmer, for him to not feel like he has to carry the whole team on his back, which, he was doing the first season. He was doing a little bit less the last season, but this is amazing. And of course, on the other side, Gittins, when he came on, I was wondering, like, what is this kid made out of? What can he do? And wow, his first few runs into the box, so much trickery. He absolutely wrecked those defenders on that right side of their defense. Yeah, amazing to see. And of course, Palmer being Palmer, Cucurella being Cucurella. Cucurella, so much energy, just doing what he does best, showing up everywhere on the pitch, running back to midfield, running back to defense, helping out with offense. At some point, he was like the furthest forward left wing on the whole team. This guy makes no sense. No sense. With the whole season he just had playing the most games out of anybody else on the team, and for him to have this much energy on a preseason game, crazy. And thank God we have Hato to cover him now, because man, I do not want to see Cucurella injured. He needs a break. Please, Maresca, give him a break this season during some of the easier games and maybe like the League Cup. Just don't play him at all. But he put in a sweet cross to Palmer, who took at a ridiculous first touch, by the way, popped it up in the air and then looped it over the goalie from that angle. Ballsy. And then, of course, a little bit unlucky, hit the crossbar, but who was at the right position, right time, ESTEVAO, and he still needs to finish. And he finished it clean into the ground, bounced back up into the corner. First goal for the club. You could tell just how excited he was, how excited the rest of the team was, how much the crowd got into it. Amazing. And then, after that, unfortunately, we didn't score another goal, but we could have easily had, we didn't score another goal till the end, till João Pedro came on. But we could have easily had a few more goals and a few more chances. ESTEVAO had another really good chance that he dragged wide in the second half. I felt like Liam Delap, just kind of a bulldog chasing after everything. A little unlucky in his finishing. I think that's the one part of his game he could probably work at from what I've seen so far, which is the finishing. There were a couple goals I felt like he definitely should have gotten today. But regardless, still putting in a good shift. And of course, João Pedro, second half. What a great finish from top of the box. Bottom corner, no chance for the keeper. Man, this is stuff that I have not seen from Jackson in so many years. So many years. Jackson has his positives. He can run back. He can press. He can play back to goal. He can play in build up. Really good at that. But when it came to final third decision making, just consistently poor. And I think it speaks volumes that he put up a transfer request after he realized that he was no longer being the only striker at the club. And you know what? Fair play to him. He can go somewhere. And I just want to say, with the insanity of the striker transfer season, with Ekitike going for 70 million something, with Sesko, my God, going for upper 70 millions, with Newcastle quoting Isak, the only proven Premier League striker, for 150 million. If those are the prices for these players, I completely understand why Chelsea valued Jackson 100 million. At least he's Premier League proven. At least he's had 2 seasons where he scored 16 goals and 13 goals. That's a hell of a lot better than what both Ekitike and Sesko have done in their Bundesliga leagues, which is, I'm sorry, Bundesliga is good, but it's not the Premier League. So for that price, if we can sell Jackson for 70 million plus, I'd be thrilled. I think that would be one of the best sales we've ever done for a player that's actually not that good, that has clear, serious flaws. I would say that's even better than Havertz, even better than Mount, better than Hazard for sure. Yeah, if we can pull that off, incredible. And with Nkunku leaving, I do think we probably need Simmons. I don't know why that deal is dragging on so long. I don't know if RB Leipzig is just waiting for the replacement in Harvey Elliott. I hope that's the case. I hope we're not just playing low ball, because Simmons needs time with the team. He needs to join the team as soon as possible so he can get up to speed, join up in preseason, talk to Maresca, get to learn the game, our style. Because I don't want this to drag out after the season starts and have it be a last minute thing. That is not ideal. And then, of course, Alejandro Garnacho. What is there to say about this kid? I don't like him, honestly. I've never liked him. I think he's a very easily hateable player. I think his brother is annoying as hell on social media. But I understand. The interest in him, since we did not keep Jadon Sancho, since Mudryk is often, steroid, I'm banned land for the next several years. We really don't have a reliable left wing. We have 2 very young players in Tyreek George, who looks like he's about to leave on loan or sold permanently. I'm not sure. And then Jeremy Gittins looks good, but he's brand new. And he's also very young. We cannot just have one young left winger. We just can't. So I understand the interest in Garnacho. At least he's been in the Premier League for a couple seasons. And at least he does fit the profile of a winger that we want, which is touchline, very direct, willing to take shots. I just hope he can clean up his final third decision making. Like, he seems like another Madueke, but with more time in the league. So who knows? If we get him, I hope we lowball Man United, and I really hope we pay under 40 million. If we pay under 40 million pounds, I'll be happy. If we pay over that, I think we're probably making somewhat of a mistake. But the rest of the team, fantastic. Caicedo's being Caicedo. ESTEVAO came on, looked exactly the same part that Caicedo played. Strong, good in tackles, good in covering. Exactly what we need to cover Caicedo, who has also played just far too many games. And then Andre Santos, yeah, fantastic. Like I said in Club World Cup, I'm not scared when Caicedo gets injured. I'm not scared when Enzo gets injured because we have actual backups. I'm not scared when Lavia can only play a third of the season because we have Andre Santos, and he's been really good. Now, last thing, which is Levi Colwill. Oh my God. That is the one piece of news from preseason that's just so heartbreaking. He is becoming a leader in our defense. He is so important in that left side of center back. We don't have another left-footed center back apart from Vadesho who cannot take over that role like Levi Colwill can. Who is strong in the air, strong in defense, becoming a leader, and his direct passing into midfield and our striker that bypasses that pressure is so important in how we play the game. And yeah, we just don't have another player to replace him like that. Now, do I think we need to go into the market? I'm going to say no, but very hesitant. I'm not very confident in this, no. But I think we have enough players who are almost there, or players who I want to see given more chance. I really like Acheampong. I really like Acheampong. I honestly think he is the future right back, right-sided center back for the club. But in order to keep him, we need to play him. So if he can take that right, and maybe between Tosin, Badishil, and Chalaba, they can provide cover on that left, I think we might be good. And of course, we have Hato, who definitely can play left, but I would much rather Hato be there to cover Cucurella than for him to be the starting out-and-out left-sided center back. I think that is way too much pressure on a brand new player joining the league. And again, if we use Hato for that, then again, we're back to square one of not having cover for Cucurella, which is an absolute disaster. We cannot be without Cucurella. So I do think we have enough defenders that we have grown up through the club or that we have bought in the last few years who should be able to cover while Colwill recovers from his ACL surgery. Now, I may come to regret saying that. I'm not sure, but I don't know if it's the right decision to buy a really good left back, which there aren't that many of. And if we do that, and then once Levi comes back, what happens? We have one of the best upcoming young defenders in the league in Colwill. I see him as potential future Chelsea captain. And I want to give him the time to recover from a nasty injury to see if he can become the player that I expect him to be, given how he's played the last 2 seasons. All right. So I don't think it would be wise to hamper his development just because of an ACL injury. Now, I understand ACL injuries are bad. Players can never come back the same. And we've seen that time and time again in other players with that injury. But I'm willing to give Colwill the benefit of the doubt because I find him just such a important piece to our team and to our puzzle and what Maresca has been building. But yeah, after the first game, try not to get too overly excited, but man, we look damn good. I have not been this excited about a signing like ESTEVAO. I have not been this excited going to a season in a very, very, very long time. And I think it is well deserved. So we have one more preseason game to go, and then the season starts with Crystal Palace next Sunday. Let's go. Cannot wait. See you guys after next game. Peace.